Welcome back. In today's video, we will be talking about the top 5 cybersecurity work-from-home jobs. Ever since the whole world kind of shifted to working from home, cyber threats have just exploded. We're talking a massive 300% jump. Now, that sounds pretty scary, right? And for businesses, it totally is. But for you, this is a huge, huge opportunity.
So the big question is, how do you take all of this digital chaos and turn it into a really stable, well-paying career that, get this, you can do right from your own couch?
Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down today. Here's the game plan. First, we'll explore this new digital frontier. Then, we'll dive into the top 5 jobs out there. After that, we'll help you figure out which one is the perfect fit for you. And finally, we'll show you exactly how to get started. All right, let's kick things off with job number 1, the Cybersecurity Analyst. If you're looking for a way to get your foot in the door of this industry, this is pretty much it. So, what do these folks actually do? Well, just think of a cybersecurity analyst as a digital security guard for a company's entire computer network. Their main gig is to just watch everything, look for anything that seems a little off, and stop threats before they can do any real damage. They are literally the first line of defense. And here's the reality of the job.
On the one hand, you get that awesome feeling of being the hero, stopping the bad guys and protecting people. But on the flip side, being on high alert all the time, it can be pretty draining. And let's be real, some of the day-to-day work can get a little repetitive.
And hey, don't just take my word for it. This quote from a remote analyst on Reddit really nails it. They said they finally found a job where they can help protect companies without having to deal with all the office drama. That's the dream, right? Meaningful work, but on your own terms. Okay, moving on. Let's talk about a role with some seriously impressive earning potential, the cloud security engineer. So, as more and more companies are moving all their important data online into the cloud, they desperately need experts to keep it safe. And that's where the cloud security engineer comes in. These are the master architects who design and build all the digital locks, safes, and alarm systems for everything stored on the internet. The trade-off here is pretty clear. People absolutely love the amazing pay and the fact that you get to work with the latest, coolest technology out there. But the tech world changes in the blink of an eye, so there's this constant pressure to keep learning just so you don't get left behind. And when we say the pay is amazing, we are not kidding. The average remote salary for a cloud security engineer is over $157,000. Yeah, that high demand definitely comes with a very high reward.
How about a job that sounds like it was ripped straight out of a spy movie? Let's talk about the penetration tester, or as they're more famously known, the ethical hacker.
Now, to be super clear, these are the good guys. They get paid to think and act like the bad guys. The absolute best analogy is this. It's like hiring a professional burglar to try and break into your own house just so they can show you where all the weak spots are before a real burglar finds them. So, what's the fun part? You get paid to legally hack into computer systems. It's like solving a brand new complex puzzle every single day. The challenge, though, if you're a freelancer, the work can be a bit of a roller coaster, what they call feast or famine. Sometimes you're drowning in projects, and other times you're hunting for your next gig. But what happens when the defenses don't hold up and a real hacker actually gets in? Well, that's when the emergency call goes out to our 4th pro, the incident response specialist. These folks are the digital firefighters. They are the emergency first responders who rush in the second a cyber attack is discovered. Their job is to contain the damage, kick the hackers out, and then figure out how to make sure it never, ever happens again. This job is pretty much the definition of high stakes. The people who love it say it is never boring, and they just thrive on solving these urgent, complicated problems while the clock is ticking. But that same pressure can also make the job incredibly stressful, especially when you're in the middle of a major crisis. And for our 5th and final role, we're going to shift gears from the chaos of emergency response to more big picture strategy. Let's talk about the expert advisors, the cybersecurity consultants. The best way to think about a consultant is like a doctor for a company's computer security. They come in, they examine the company's overall digital health, diagnose any problems or weaknesses, and then they write a prescription for how to fix them and get stronger. What's really great about being a consultant is the variety. You get to work with all sorts of different companies on different challenges. Plus, your schedule is usually super flexible.
The downside, a lot like with the penetration testers, is that if you're freelancing, your income can be pretty unpredictable until you build up a solid list of clients.
Okay, so with all these options, how in the world do you choose? Well, it really just comes down to your personal style. If you're a total beginner just trying to get started, that analyst role is a fantastic gateway. If you're chasing that big paycheck, cloud security is definitely where the money's at. And if you dream of being your own boss, the freelance life of a pen tester or consultant could be your perfect match. Feeling a little inspired? Good, because you can start your journey literally today, and the path is way simpler than you might think. Just start with some free courses online, aim to get a basic certification to prove you know your stuff, set up a little practice lab at home to mess around, and join some online communities to meet people who are already in the field. And why should you start right now? Because the need out there is just massive. I mean, look at this number. Globally, there are 3.5 million unfilled cybersecurity jobs just waiting for people like you. The opportunity is almost hard to believe. At the end of the day, the digital world is a new kind of battlefield, and it desperately needs more defenders. So the only question left is, are you ready to be one of them? That's a wrap for today's breakdown. Thanks for watching CyberSec Insights. Make sure to subscribe, stay sharp, and keep your defenses strong. Until next time, stay secure out there.